Welcome back, guys. I'm Dan Weisinger again here with Justin Volpone. Today we're talking about appraisals, what that process looks like. So jumping right into it, I'm buying a home. You know, I'm either doing conventional FHA or VA loan. I need to get an appraisal. Why? Why is that necessary?
Yeah, good question. So first of all, the appraisal is a third-party opinion of value, right? It's making sure that the bank doesn't determine the value and you, the realtor, does not determine the value. But why the bank needs it is that they want to ensure that they are lending on a property that is worth the value that you're agreeing to purchase it for. So for example, if you go buy something for $400,000, it needs to appraise for the purchase price to ensure that that 10% down payment can be based off the $400,000.
Sure.
So if it comes in at $395,000, your 10% down payment now adjusts to $395,000.
Okay.
And then the client's got to cover that difference in cash to the difference.
Doing the math in my head.
Yes.
Nailed it. Okay, so I know sometimes in a competitive market, I've heard that you have to waive an appraisal. Mm-hmm. You know, why are people doing that? And then what are some of the risks involved?
Yeah, so I think in some of those markets, the reason why they're doing it is that it's just one of the things where the seller doesn't want that to be a contingency that the buyer could cancel for, right? So
Sure.
if the home doesn't appraise, they don't want that to be your out as
Gotcha.
a buyer. The risks of it, though, is that you may be subject to a large amount of cash that you're going to have to come up with. So you need to be financially prepared for that.
So if I'm buying a house at $400,000 and it appraises $20,000 below, I have to come out of pocket $20,000.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, and when you waive that contingency, you no longer have the option to go back and renegotiate. Right. When you have the appraisal contingency not waived, you can go back in and say, "Hey, your home is not worth the extra $20,000 I agreed to pay for it. I would like to either meet in the middle, cancel, or I want you as the seller to come down."
Yeah.
And when the contingency's gone, you don't have that.
Sure.
You don't have that negotiation power anymore.
We just had a scenario recently where I had a client who was buying a house conventionally financed and put a significant portion of money down,
Yep.
and she got an appraisal waiver from you guys.
Correct.
Tell me
Yep.
why that happened.
Yeah, so there are times, traditionally speaking, on conventional financing products, really only, when you do more than 20% down, there are scenarios where our underwriting system called DU will take a look at the entire file between credit, the amount of assets a client has, the amount of down payment, and then it also runs like AI, so to speak,
Okay.
on the value of homes in the neighborhood. And it can determine that, yes, it agrees with the purchase price and the value of a home. So if we buy it for $400,000, you're putting 20% down. It may spit out the algorithm that says, yes, we don't think this client and this property needs the appraisal.
Gotcha.
And the bank will say, we have a waiver, you do not need one. It only happens with 20% down payments or more, though. So if you do 5, 10, 15% down, you'll never get one.
That tracks. Awesome. Well, we're going to jump right into our next video, which is creating buying power. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Bam. See you next time.